Come here, come here, come here. This is such a great work table. Guys, I'm not buying processor wood. I'm not buying firewood. And you know what else is good? My back is feeling good. Hour meter. Welcome everybody. This is Joe on the Okie Woodsman channel. I've been talking about a big surprise or something that's changing for the channel here recently. A couple gas tanks, everybody. I'm not for a reason, and you'll see that here shortly. And I'm here to show you what it is. What you're looking at is a Splitfire 3490. It is quite a machine. I just took delivery on it, and this just came freshly from Canada. I went through the entire ordering process, and let me tell you, it's very cool. The people at Splitfire have a lot of questions for you before you order. And what they do is make a suggestion based on your needs. I went ahead and installed an hour meter. I wanted an hour meter on this machine so we know when to do the service intervals on the engine. This is a Honda GX270, and a necessity of mine was the log lift. We got our throttle here. It doesn't need to be choked because I've already had it running here just a little bit. That Honda engine is incredible. If you're unfamiliar with this machine, the knife cuts on the out direction and the back direction. I'm not gonna go ahead and run the engine full bore, but I am gonna bring up the idle quite a bit because I wanna load this thing up. I'm gonna try this out by myself. This will be used with two people quite often. So that hourglass is blinking, which means that it should be working. So this is the very first time I'm splitting with this machine, and I'm gonna use the 4-way splitter because I think these logs are actually optimal for it. It did come with a 2-way wedge as well. That's one of the reasons why I ended up with this platform, was because I wanted the 4-way wedge as an option. There's a lot I'm excited about. I will show you some cool things as I learn, but this is gonna be the first time that I split anything with it. Easy. Come here! Come here, come here, come here! Look at that! I have never used a 4-way wedge before, and I did not even have that thing throttled up all the way. And that thing just literally obliterated this piece of white oak in one stroke. I mean, it literally cut right through it. When I do this for real, in terms of being in production firewood splitting, I will be throwing these directly into a trailer or a truck. But right now, we are just having fun. Perfectly sized firewood. So, the unique thing about this Splitfire is for sure the ability to split both ways. So I don't need to worry about unjamming that right now because I'm gonna go ahead and split this. Look at that. More wood. I like that. Look at that. And I didn't have to remove the wedge. What a machine. What an absolute machine.
It's an animal.
This is absolutely an animal. I can't believe it. So what's cool here is the workspace you have. I want this to be smaller. Perfect.
Dad, hit the link.
Yep. Not. Beautiful. This is not a how-to video. I have never run a split fire machine and I find it extremely intuitive. There's also something else I'm super excited about. I'm gonna run this 4-way wedge on here and we'll just do it. Awesome. If you notice, I'm not fumbling around with the wood a whole bunch. The machine will get a little bit quicker with time because all the slides are tight right now. That's my understanding. But I would not say, I do not feel as if it's slow by any means. It's awesome. Especially because I'm not waiting for that to go back on the return stroke. This is the tree we just cut down. I love this 4-way wedge. I'm so glad I chose to outfit this machine this way. Now, certainly it would not be bad with the 2-way, and I will probably put the 2-way on it. So, I don't mind that kind of stuff. I've also got a fire going here. This is bagged firewood. One of the coolest things there is about this splitter is how easy it is to change the knife out. So with the way that I ordered it, I have our 2-way knife here and our 4-way. This is awesome. Guys, look at this. Really cool spring detinted little pin that just goes in here. So watch this. This is gonna be heavy, I'm guessing. Yeah, it is. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and, because I'm now getting into the wood that I want the 2-way for, look how easy that is. We're done. I didn't have to turn off the machine. I just figured I would. First good piece of firewood off of it. And how about that? That's the first time I've had to actually pick up a piece of wood off the ground. Not so bad, not so bad. This is a game changer, a true game changer for, well, for my family and I. I'm not picking up stuff, and the working height is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. When you're set up on a On a lesser expensive splitter, you're picking up wood off the ground constantly. You're constantly waiting for the knife to go back. And this is truly effortless. Without a doubt, effortless. Now, this is set up in this current configuration. This is a one-person gig in terms of getting the wood off of here. And I personally think that's a good idea. This machine is very, very quick cycle time. I'm not going to quote you numbers because the numbers are kind of irrelevant because a lot of machines are going out and back in. This machine, by the time I can get my hands on it, my knife is out of the way. I mean, it's just awesome. Getting my hands clear of the knife. Oh, let's do the 2-for-1. Do the 2-for-1. All right. And I love that the knife is all the way through the wood immediately. I'm not like, when you're on one of those lesser expensive machines, you have a tendency to split and you're splitting, and you think it's all the way through, right? Because you want to get that thing going the other way already because it's slow. Well, inevitably, you end up finding out you didn't split it far enough. So then you wasted time. So then you're taking that thing all the way back through the stroke and hopefully it gets it the rest of the way. This right here, it's good practice just to go ahead and take the knife all the way through because you're set up for your next cut already. And you know what, to be honest with you, I haven't noticed a bit of difference on the out and in this wood right here. I hope this audio sounds good because I'm excited and this is the first time I've run this. Yeah, look at that. So easy. Just take it all the way and you're good to go. Well, it's fast. Look at that. I have my next wood set up already. Oh man. This company has been around for, I believe, over 40 years. I don't want to misquote anything. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I couldn't be happier. Honestly, I could not be happier. Controls are very comfortable for me. And you know what else is good? My back is feeling good. That's really one of the biggest things that drove this. That's a funny little one right there. Next piece. And this is the in stroke. This is the weaker stroke. No problem. Everything on this engine is far away. I'm not going to damage it because a piece of wood slid down. Look at that. Guys, I have picked up one piece of wood off the ground since I started, I believe. I thought I was going to have a problem remembering to take the knife all the way through. It's absolutely no problem. For me, there was almost no learning curve to this machine. It's intuitive. I think this is the coolest design I have ever seen. And I love the lever. It just goes back and forth. There's no detent on it, so you're not going to feed the knife automatically either direction because that would be unsafe. I'm so excited to be working with split fire. I should have thrown that better. How about that? little bit of punky in the middle of this, that's okay. And notice all of my work pieces are staying back here. I keep my offcut to the front because that's going to be most practical. I'm not shuffling wood around like crazy. I could probably stop on this piece, but I just want to split it again. It's too fun. This is some white oak. Beautiful wood. Remember, our primary focus is bundle firewood. I'm extremely impressed with this machine. Easy to use. I feel safe too. So this is the more powerful stroke here. Aha. The less powerful stroke. And I am not full bore on this throttle, by the way, everybody. I'm probably about 3/4 or so. I love it. What a pleasure. Incredible design, I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and load up all this small stuff here. My son threw it over here for me. This is such a great work table. Such a great work table. I know a lot of people wouldn't mess with this stuff, but I'm going to. Because I just want to split it one way so it dries out nicely. And that's good firewood, in my opinion. Whatever we don't use for the bags, the bundled firewood, we will use ourselves. And mostly the reason why I'm doing this is for drying. A lot of times we would just go ahead and throw that right in the fire, but I want it to dry. Early spring, and that's it. Awesome. I find that I can stand up straight. That's good. I don't naturally do that because I have a tendency to like hover over my work, but I can stand up straight, and that's important. Just to have all this stuff set, ready and waiting. Perfect. I'm not going to fight anything. That's the whole goal. Don't fight it. For a person without equipment, I'd say that this is one of the best machines I could have gotten. There's many great machines out there, everybody. But I like that this one is efficient. It's lightweight in comparison. They get pretty heavy in a hurry. It's fast. And it's well designed. I like that the company's been around for a very long time. The gentleman who designed Splitfire back in the... Oh, it's my second piece to fall on the ground. Out of that big old pile there. I'll show you the pile here in a minute. Everything I think is intuitive on it. I can split smalls. No reason to split anything smaller than that. I'm splitting up the entire white oak tree there. That's what I've split so far. Good sized little pile. It's really good looking wood too. So that's all I've got left of that entire tree right there. Some of my larger rounds. I'm gonna go ahead and bring those over here, and as I'm doing that, I'll talk. So it's a lot different to roll around than it is to pick up a round. Now, if my ground were a little bit more flat, I would probably move the splitter to over here. But as you can see, I've got all these rocks and it gets downhill in a hurry. So that's the only reason why I'm not doing that. If I were on like a field, I'd most definitely just move the splitter, especially because most of the time I likely will have another person with me. I have not strained my back one time in this entire process. This is the very butt stump right here, butt cut. So far we are 53 minutes in on easy. This has a little bit of punk in it, unfortunately. This is the weaker stroke. No problem at all. Trying to split off all this rot here. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Popped right off. Want to keep the good wood and get rid of the bad wood. So I find that I can be pretty accurate with this machine. I got good wood and bad wood. This is a good solid piece of wood. There's no punk in this one. Whoops. This wasn't too bad. Look at this stuff, guys. This is not just easy. It's not just straight grain wood. I'm kind of sad. I love that. To go back and forth is incredible. That is so cool. This is the butt log. .1 hours right there. So that's showing 1.1 hours. So at least 1 hour and 6 minutes or so. So our first hour on the machine. Let me blow this off. It deserves a good little quick clean in there. That was by far the easiest wood splitting I've ever done in my life. That's all it's to it. Look at that pile of wood. I have two things I'm a little bit bummed out about, to be honest with you. Well, I'm sad that I don't have any more wood to split right here. And I'm sad I didn't have something like this earlier. You see, when I split that sycamore, a few people commented. They said something like, hey, my back couldn't handle that. And I thought, oh, my back can handle that. Well, I honestly have hardly swung an axe since then. And the reason why is that actually I, at least at a low level, injured my back to an extent to where I had a long time where I had to be careful. That time where I was trying to split that sycamore, that was not good for me. It wasn't the lifting of the logs or anything like that. It was the swinging action. Now, the heavy weight is also something to be concerned about as well. So when I started looking for a splitter, the prerequisite over everything was a log lift. It had to have a log lift. I wanted a company with a good reputation. I wanted a company with a simple design. And I also wanted something that was robust, but not the weight of a vehicle. Because I can go ahead and pick this end up. This is not a extremely light unit. Now, if I slide the knife towards the engine, it has a really nice pivot point, okay? But that additional log lift does add some weight as well. I wheeled this all the way over here from where I unboxed it on my trailer up there. It's not so light that you're just gonna pick it up with one hand and tote it around like a shopping cart. However, I think it is heavy enough and robust enough to be stable. And that's what I'm seeing here. Now, it says to use it on level ground. There's nowhere on my property that's level. I put it right here. I'm slightly downhill a little bit. The log lift, I was a little bit concerned about whether or not it would keep the log on it when I started to pick up on it, because I think the splitter is slightly leaned that way. Never a problem at all. I was also concerned that I would have a problem with the muscle memory because of the fact that the knife cuts both ways. right from the get-go, it felt completely natural for me. This is the very first time I've seen a split fire in person, was the day I took delivery, and that's today. Okay, so this is the Split Fire 3490. Everyone at Split Fire has been fantastic to work with. Communication's been excellent, making sure that I get the right tool for myself. In fact, we have a tendency, right, as I think equipment enthusiasts want bigger and better, right? So I started looking at bigger and better. Their first reaction was actually, hey, have you considered this one? Because it does a great job. And basically what it came down to is I had a few things I wanted. I wanted to be able to tow this out on the road because I live here in Oklahoma. I'm not saying that the smaller one can't be, but this is how I came to this unit right here. And forgive me, the numbering system and all that, I'm not an expert on the whole Split Fire range, but I knew what I wanted. And what I wanted was a little bit larger tire to be able to tow it behind the vehicle. I wanted a unit that had good cycle time, and I also wanted the 4-way wedge. With the 4-way wedge, I had to end up in this particular frame size, if I do recall correctly. And then I went ahead and made the decision to go ahead and get some high flow on it as well. Bigger filter, bigger tank, if I recall correctly. And guys, listen, this is just a first reaction. I am ecstatic about how the machines run. The Honda engine, what a great choice. What a fantastic choice. In fact, let's go ahead and give it a real quick start right now again. Watch this. I have no doubt this thing starts easily. Make sure it's on. I'm going to turn the throttle up a little bit. Wow. For me, this splitter represents all the right options. In terms of durability, robustness, nothing is lightweight, but nothing is overly built to where it just doesn't need it. There's no frame flex. There's no rail flexing in this. That's not going to happen. Everything's beautiful on it. I love the red color. And man, switching out this knife, I'll just give you a demo right here again. I'm probably going to lose that. Look how easy this is. Tell me that that is not excellent. That's like 10 seconds. I mean, what else can you ask for to have the flexibility, right? Because I'm not buying processor wood. I'm not buying firewood. This is I'm going to cut a tree down, and whatever I've got, I've split. I got to split. Whatever I get delivered to me from a friend that I help, I split. So I'm not going to get to be selective to have, 12-inch rounds that I can just push through a processor or a box, right? So this right here represents a fantastic combination of quality. These are the quality's wonderful on these guys. They have units that have been out there for years, have thousands of cords through them. They have the process down, and made in Canada. Again, wonderful company to work with. I am going to enjoy running this. I am going to run the heck out of this machine. Well, there's one more thing I'm a little sad about. I'm going to blow through my firewood so quickly. That is a large pile for me. It's the fastest I've ever gotten through wood, the least amount of effort I've put physically, because I didn't have to hardly pick up anything. The most that I had to pick up was literally shuffling it around right here. And let me tell you, no problem at all. I was kind of thinking that I would want a vertical orientation splitter. And by the time I ordered this, Split Fire does have one now. And that's an interesting format, by the way. And they have that's a really neat splitter. If you haven't seen it, their vertical splitter is really cool. However, I think that this horizontal one works out extremely well. We are going to be doing more and more firewood, as you can tell. There's no reason to have a machine like this unless you're going to be doing a lot of wood and over a long time frame. So I look forward to using this. I really appreciate all of you, the viewers, that have made this possible. I was able to go ahead and build a relationship with Splitfire and get this unit out here, and they said just to run it, test it out, let us know what you think. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it, and it's a blessing to my family. So I thank Splitfire, and I thank all of the viewers that have made this possible. I really appreciate it. It's going to save my back. It's going to produce firewood for us, hopefully some more income as well as a side hustle. And it's just an opportunity that I never thought I'd be able to have. So a couple things I do want to point out here is there's no diverter valve for the hydraulics. Separate lever for the knife and separate lever for the lift. In fact, I can go ahead and drop that now. Okay, so that's fantastic. Look at the size of this filter here. This is my hand, warm. Everything's serviceable, extremely serviceable, accessible. If this engine needs anything, look at that. It's not buried in a whole bunch of stuff. You've got reinforcements. You've got little guards. This is a guard right here for the back of the engine. And then you've got your hydraulic lines. Look at all the hard piped lines, everybody. We have hard piped lines. From here, there's no hoses hanging out. You do have a little bit of a hose here, but it's protected. Very little opportunity to damage any of this. The design is fantastic in comparison to some others. The one that you saw me splitting with, I want to say the engine was right here. As wood was falling off, it was hitting the top of the engine shroud. That's just asking for trouble. Little bits of oak are quite heavy. Also, I did have a concern here. This is absolutely no concern. It just literally pushes whatever falls down through there. It just pushes it out. Look at this. No problem at all. That slide just pushes it right on out. Jason at Rafter E was asking me about how that would work. And I said, I don't know. Well, I know now. It's not a problem. So you're going to see me going ahead and running this over there with him as well. Because we're going to work some firewood together. He has the ability to haul big material. He has the machines. And now I have the splitter. And so we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of work there as well. We have a 2-inch ball standard, specified a little bit of a drop hitch. I want to say this is 4 inches for my Tacoma. And guys, this does not require to move it around a little bit on the property. You do not have to have a side-by-side or an ATV or a truck. You can move it around by hand. Now, the flatter the ground, the smoother the ground, that's going to be easier. But again, this is not a machine that's so large that you can't move it. This is just a first look. Oh, look at that pump. Man, beautiful stuff. Beautiful fabrication. Their welds are fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful welds. You got this tank here, wheels, hubs, everything. This is the Okie Woodsman channel. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you go ahead and visit the Splitfire site. Did you know that these are also one of the most popular rental machines they have out there? I'm warning you, if you run this thing as a rental, you might be extremely dissatisfied with everything else you ran. So be careful. If you go rent this thing, you might end up wanting one. Go ahead and visit that website. Let them know I sent you. Have a good one.